Hey everyone, welcome back to the Unholier podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Smith, and today I'll be sitting down and talking with Johnna. Johnna is a friend of mine who I met through the podcast, actually, and she grew up in the IFB, and she also was a survivor of the troubled teen home, Happiness Hill. So today we're actually going to have a little bit more of a casual conversation and a little bit more laid back episode. We are going to be talking about music. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, Johnna, to the podcast.
Hello, glad to be here.
I'm glad that you're here with me. This is going to be so much fun.
Yes, I'm excited for this.
Me too. Today, you and I are both rocking the t-shirts, right? Because y'all, we are going to be talking about music. And Johnna and I were both raised in the IFB. And if you
Boy,
are
were we.
familiar, what's that?
I said, boy, were we.
Oh, yes, we
And
were.
we have
Yes.
a special guest. He is going to be guaranteed right here with us.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
Riddick, and he loves music too.
I love it. Oh my gosh, so cute. So yeah, music in the IFB was crazy. And by crazy, I don't mean that it was great.
Not a good crazy. It wasn't a good crazy, no.
We're not like, yeah, not like that crazy. We're talking like super serious, super solemn. At times almost like you're at a funeral. It depends because there's like a spectrum with the
Yes.
IFB, right? You can have
Yes.
like the extreme IFB where like women can't wear pants and you can't sing anything but hymns
And
or
one pair of earrings, one piercing.
yeah, you can't have more than one piercing. That's a good point. But or you could have another extreme which is weird because my dad's church was sort of this. We had a lot of people from the South from his church. And so we could have bluegrass. Like they kind of like mixed in some of the bluegrass sound with the hymns and the gospel songs that we had. But if it was like Steve Green or Sandy Patty, like that was off limits. Like you could not listen to contemporary Christian music at all.
Yes.
And then of course you could not listen to secular music.
And then we've talked about, you and I, that in the Midwest in the IFB, I'm from Missouri originally. My dad, my adopted father, IFB pastor, missionary, him, it was Christian and country.
Okay, like country, like
country.
Oh,
but
what?
Old country, not new country.
Okay, so not like Shania Twain, but
Oh,
like
no.
Dolly Parton? Or no, you couldn't
Yes.
fake boobs.
Those aren't fake. Those are real. She says no, literally. Ask her. It's the only thing about her that's real. Her hair is fake. Everything is fake except for her boobs. So funny. She's a funny lady. Anyways, I digress.
I don't know if I believe that one, but
I don't know. I'm just saying what she says. Like old Conway Twitty.
Or like Hank Williams Jr. or something.
Yes.
It has to be like real slow, kind of slow country. You couldn't have like
probably
the
why I hate country now. And then the church that I went to in Missouri, we even like went to a DC Talk concert.
What?
I know. And then I got sent to an IFB troubled teen home. And then I went to hymns. Some of the hymns were even, we don't sing that one. It's a little too peppy.
Really? Even some of the hymns they went
in? So I've been, and God, then we went to a very temporarily in Greenville, South Carolina, we went to an IFB church where they were like boisterous and ran the aisles for Jesus.
No way.
I've done all the spectrums.
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. I have seen that. But like I thought when you said Greenville, South Carolina, I thought you were going to say something about Bob Jones University because that whole area is saturated with Bob Jones churches.
Well, and my sister graduated from Bob Jones University, and I went there I went there in middle school.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
How did I not know that? You went to the academy?
Yeah. End of 6th grade and half of 7th grade.
Okay.
Had every spectrum of IFB.
Yeah, so that's interesting because if you went to like as a student, because I was a student at Bob Jones University, if you went to an IFB church where they were running the aisles, that would be a not approved.
I know.
It would be not approved by the college. Like we had
Right.
certain churches that were approved that you could go to and certain churches that we couldn't go to. And I can tell
Yeah.
you right now that running the aisles, hooping and hollering type
Yep.
of
Not a
IFB church
thing.
was not approved. That's what I try to explain to people that are not from the IFB is that there is such a spectrum in the IFB where you have super like formal,
Hmm.
strict, very solemn music, hymns only. Maybe if you do have anything other than hymns, you have Ron Hamilton, aka Patch the Pirate, or you have
Oh
Frank
my
Garlock.
God, I forgot about him.
Yes, we will get to that. We will get to
Yes.
that. We will get to that. So, but those are like the approved.
Hmm.
Anything other than hymns is
Yeah.
Ron Hamilton or Frank Garlock,
Yep.
or a Beth and Mac. I don't know. I don't know if you ever heard of Beth and Mac. That was a big Bob Jones. Like you could only have that. Those were the only spiritual songs outside of
Yeah.
hymns that you could have. And or you have the other extreme where you have the IFB churches where they're, like you said, hooping and hollering, running the aisles, singing at the top of their lungs, very not formal as far as
Yeah.
their worship, just kind of like chaotic, almost like a Pentecostal in a way. There's no
Which is
tongues, of
how my
course.
husband grew up. Yes. And I've
Oh, your
been
husband grew
to,
up Pentecostal?
my husband grew up Assemblies of God and Church of God.
Okay. Okay.
He was a
Yeah.
pastor's kid.
Oh my
So,
gosh, I didn't know that.
and we met in a Church of God church.
Okay.
So when I tell you I've experienced all the spectrums, and you're right, like some of them are so demure,
Yes, that's a good
that
way to put it.
that they make Catholic traditional services look exciting.
Right?
It's check your pulse.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
It's praise God from whom. I mean, it's
Yes,
really,
we sang that at Bob Jones too. That was like a standard chapel song that we would
oh yeah,
sing.
yeah,
Yes.
Happiness Hill too, which was the troubled teen place I was in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's it is all over the place.
Mm-hmm. It really
And
is.
going from hymns and country to the church where we went to DC Talk, which I have a really funny story about that I'll share with you because I am a music girl.
Yeah,
Right?
same.
It's I You and I bonded the first time we ever talked
Yeah.
over
Over
music.
90s grunge.
Yes, yes. And this was in the 90s, right? When we were
Yeah.
teens. So
I was in college in the late 90s, so a lot of the grunge era
same.
came in my college. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Because we're the same age, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're like what? We're like 6 months apart, I think.
Okay.
We've talked
Were
about it.
you born in 79?
Yep.
Okay, same. Okay, good.
Yeah. So I go from this to this
Yeah.
and then back again when I went to Happiness Hill.
Yeah.
And Happiness Hill, we also did the thing where we called it singing for our supper. Like we
What?
mhm, mhm. We had to sing before every meal. And then we prayed and then we went through line and got our food and ate. And yeah, it was a whole mood.
Thanksgiving Van Trapp family.
That part. Except for it wasn't exciting. We actually did when we had guests, we had a special song that we sang for our guests. There's a welcome here. There's a
Oh,
welcome
oh
here.
no,
There's
do
a
not sing that
Christian
song.
welcome
No,
here.
no,
I
my
can keep
ears are
going.
bleeding. Johnna,
I
no,
know,
don't
right?
sing that song.
So one of the girls introduced this song that they had sang in her church. I don't remember the song, but it was still very TTI approved, like Bob Jones would have sang it, okay?
Okay.
And the director's wife said, that's a little too upbeat.
Oh, what?
And we all went, huh? And she's like,
Wow.
that's not edifying the Lord. That's
Okay,
rock and
there's
roll
no
music.
that's crazy because there is no more of a wet blanket sound of music than Bob Jones University. I mean,
That part.
it is like
Oh, I've been to chapel, obviously, there, and went with my sister before she graduated, and I was very bored.
yes, it is. It will put you to sleep. Quite literally, you only have an organ and a piano, and then like 5,000 voices, which the voices part, that's kind of cool. Like when
Yes.
everyone harmonizes and stuff,
Yeah.
I'd rather just hear that a cappella. I don't need to hear like the pipe organ, like, duh, 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 like the
Oh, that was
Phantom of
Phantom
the
of the
Opera.
Opera. I do want to hear that. I love
That
me
is
some
actually pretty
Phantom.
cool,
Yeah.
but not for church. Like,
No, there's a lot of drama in that, right? That would have been too
yes.
dramatic.
And that's what it's all about, I think, honestly. It's all about like trying to provoke some kind of emotion, right? Because there really is a formula in church. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have the opening music, so getting everyone all hyped up or
It's the
down.
pre-handshaking song.
Then you have the handshaking. Then you have what announcements. Then you have more songs. Then you sit down. Then you have the offering. Then you have a special music. Then you have the sermon. Then you have a real sad, like somber invitation where
Get
people
up to
feel
the
bad
altar
about
song.
themselves and then go up and cry
Yeah.
and confess their sins. Yeah.
Come cry about it song.
Yeah, yeah. Like a really sad, like, oh God, I'm sorry. All that. But yeah, I
And if you're
cannot
not
believe.
already asleep by that juncture, I'm impressed.
Oh my gosh. My husband never had any experience in church whatsoever, really, until we got married and then
Mm-hmm.
started going to this one church. And I would say that when we first started going to this church, I would consider it like IFB light, as I would say, it was on the
Right,
lighter
right.
end of the spectrum. So they would do like one or two hymns and then they would do like newer songs in but they didn't ever have like a drum set on the platform because the drum set's evil, like
Yeah.
Satan's gonna pop out,
My
like
husband's a drummer.
which is which is so funny. Like I always expected like Satan to pop out of the drum set, like a
That'd be a
lady
really
comes
cool
out of a cake,
visual.
like ta-da, I'm
I,
here to take you all to hell. But anyway, so they didn't have a drum set. They didn't have like
yeah.
any of the like unapproved instruments up there.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the newer songs I learned that way. But then so what my point in saying that was when the pastor would get up, I hate to say this, but Ryan would be like, time for my nap, like it's nap time, like you know what I mean? And then he would
Yep.
always be like, I feel like church should be depressing. I feel like church should be like super depressing, like oh, like a funeral. And I was like, there are churches like that. That's like how a lot of people grew up in the IFB, where some of them are
Yeah.
so like blasé that you could sleep through the entire thing and not even know like that you missed a whole service. But it's so funny because the oxymoron of that is that when they started introducing at this church, like they introduced like a beatbox, right? It wasn't a drum set. It was just like this box that sat on the floor and they
Okay. Just to
banged
give a
on it.
tempo.
Yes, which was kind of cool. But then my dad would always say, he always quoted this verse, and I want to say it's maybe in Psalms, but it says, lift up holy hands. And he would always get mad and he would say, nobody's hands are holy. Like we are not to lift up our hands during the music or during whatever. If you had your Bible in your hand and you wanted to wave it
Oh,
around,
that was okay.
you could do that, but you were lifting the
Only
Bible
if
up.
you were a man.
Yes, but yes, if you were only yes, no woman could be getting
This is my
all
day planner and
crazy.
it's kind of my Bible, but it's like,
Yes,
oh,
yes,
it's
yes.
my
That
how I get where I'm going Bible.
right there you go. And so when people started, they brought in the beatbox, and then people were like doing the whole like, closing their eyes and raising their hands up. I actually had a problem with that. Now, I know that there's nothing wrong with that, but
Right.
because of how I was
Uh-huh.
raised,
It's hard to change
it
that
triggered me.
thinking.
And I was
Yeah.
like, ugh. I'm like looking at these people and I was like, yeah, I know what y'all did last Saturday night. Don't stand up on the platform and raise your hand and
That
close your
part,
eyes and be
right?
like, oh my God, Jesus, I love you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't stand that crap. Like, it's so fake.
Yes. The hypocritical
But
portion. Yes, 100%.
yeah. And so
Well,
then
half of
as
my
it,
youth group, we had gotten drunk together on Saturday, and now we're all sitting there with hangovers trying to stay awake on Sunday, right? I mean, let's be honest.
yeah.
It's just what it was.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because I was like, I can't like, and I listened to, like you said, like we've talked about the kind of music you and I both. I went through like a
Falling in
whole,
reverse.
yeah.
Honestly, like
I went through I like just about every genre of music. Like right now, I'm actually wearing a Taylor Swift t-shirt
Oh, yes,
that
you are.
and I think we talked about before, like I didn't really care for Taylor Swift until
Hmm.
recently when my youngest daughter really got obsessed with her. And then I started listening to more of her latest music. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good stuff. Like,
Oh, I feel like David's here, and I have to say, shameless plug, if you want to hear more about Jenny and her new love of Taylor Swift, tune into our new podcast
yes,
coming
yes,
soon.
yes. Yeah, definitely. I love that. That's me. That's a fun episode we did yesterday.
I had the best time.
So fun. More on that. You guys are going to find out soon because this actually, just a little mini commercial I'm going to insert here. This is actually the last episode of season 1 of Unholier. And I am so excited
So
that
crazy.
Johnna is here as my guest co host. And we're talking about music and all things music. And it's just, I'm having a good time.
Yes.
But anyway, it was really hard for me to adjust to that. And
Mhm.
I honestly I couldn't. And then but like I can go to a rock concert and totally rock out. And I got my
Yeah.
hands up in the air, like I'm rocking out. No,
And waving
I'm
them
not
like you just
worshiping.
don't care.
Yeah, I'm not worshiping, but I guess maybe it's because I've been to rock concerts and that's what they do. And so I was thinking, like, I want those two things to be separate. I don't want church music to sound like rock music. I just want it to be separate. You know what I mean? Let church
So
music sound like church music and
I
let rock
hear
music sound
you.
like rock music.
And
Yes. Which is
um,
totally just my hot take. Like, this is not
and
like,
that's fair, and everyone's
yeah.
entitled to their own opinion. My church that we went to for a long time here in Texas, non-denominational church, they would have a secular song that fell in with the sermon.
Okay. Like the
It was our
Fray
final song
or like
before
Coldplay or something.
totally has been Coldplay.
Yeah.
Green Day. It's been
Okay.
all over the dang place.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's
Which is weird. I'm sorry. I know what you're talking about. Like I've been to a
I was
non-denominational
here
church where
for
they
it.
did that and I'm like and they were like acting it out.
Oh, those are called human videos.
Is that what they're called?
Uh-huh. It's a big thing in the Assemblies of God and Church of God. So I used to teach when I was, after my husband and I got married, we were youth leaders in our church, and I was the head of the drama team. And because they go to competition for
Mm,
those, and they're called human videos, and it's actions set to a song.
yeah.
And man, I did Fiona Apple's Criminal
Oh wow. What a good
with
song though. I
my
mean,
youth. I know, right? But
great
we
song.
made it
I can't
spiritual.
picture that being in church though.
It was great. Friggin' fantastic. But Pentecostals be doing their own thing. They are have their own very unique things.
Oh yes, they do. Yeah.
Yet when it comes to music, they are not like the IFB, like we grew up. That's
Mhm.
and okay, so does the Bible not say, man, people hated me in church? I'd be like, but wait, doesn't it say,
Yeah.
because I've always been like that,
Yeah.
make a joyful noise unto the
Yeah.
Lord, not make a half dead funeral dirge unto the Lord. We're supposed to be celebrating, not mourning.
Yeah.
It was always very confusing to me. And why did we sing things in children's church like, I've got the joy, 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 joy down in
Yeah.
my heart? And the older we got, the sadder we got. Life already does
I
that.
know. That is such a good point that you make, Jonna. Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. I never even thought about that.
The songs are so great when you're a children's church. And
Yes.
then, much like life, they chip away at your dang soul and steal it from you like the work world does, and you lose all your joy, and then you're like this. I don't
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yes. So
It's
true.
crazy. It's really true. And
Yeah.
music, so last semester or 2 semesters ago, I took a music appreciation class because I had to take some kind of appreciation. And I love music, I appreciate it. So I went that direction. And we talked a lot about toward the end of the semester how music sets the tone in theater, in movies,
Mhm.
in anything like that. And that's exactly what church did to what you were talking about earlier. So
Yeah.
there was like the slightly peppier, friendly song at the beginning and handshaking, and then let's get in our spiritual place and get ready. And then you're gonna go to hell. You better come forward
Yeah. It
at
goes
the
like this.
end.
It goes
So
like
it
this.
was really, yeah,
And then it goes like really
yeah.
fast.
And then in the middle, if you went to one like I did, you had, and then God said, "Ah,
Yes. Oh my
come
gosh.
forth."
Yes, there was some pastors that were like that. Never any like Bob Jones type pastors.
No,
Like again, it's that spectrum, right? But
the
yes,
further south you get, the spittier they get.
oh, that's such a good point. Oh my gosh. Now, did you ever go to like tent meetings, tent revivals, where they would literally set
Damn.
up a circus tent, which
Have
is
not
so,
only I been there, I've
which is
had
so
heat stroke
ironic.
there.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Isn't it crazy that they would like put up a circus tent?
So that was a huge Lester roll-off thing.
Yeah, well, it was
And
a
I
huge
went to a
IFB
roll-off
thing.
TTI. Yeah, of course I've been. And when you're in that part of the IFB that does that kind of stuff, you're also wearing a slip under your dress and a camisole, which is not
Oh,
like the cami we think of now. It's a silky, horrible, doesn't breathe, nylon-y polyester
yeah.
material, and pantyhose
Yes.
with your full coverage briefs.
Yeah. Walking on wood chips in a 100-degree circus tent, listening to preachers scream and spit for
Yep,
3 hours. Yeah.
it's awesome with
Yeah.
no
Good
water or pee
times.
breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. Great times. My dad, I have a picture of my dad doing his first tent meeting. He had his first tent meeting when I was little, and we lived in Cincinnati, Ohio at the time. This is before we
Mhm.
moved to Detroit, Michigan.
Ooh, Ohio is like IFB Central.
Yeah, it's bad. And he had this marquee sign out by the road in front of the tent that says, I still have the picture, no booze, no bingo, just the truth. And guess what? It was me and my family and one other pastor that showed up. I'm like, yeah, if I drove by that, I'd be like, yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I'm not going to whatever's in that tent.
Right. Meanwhile, churches now are actually leaning into marketing. Like a few years ago, our church did Modern Family, like the TV show. Like that's what our bulletins looked for like for the week and any
Yeah,
marketing they did on socials. And
yeah,
they actually played a clip from Modern Family that went with the service every like service at the beginning of it, and we were talking about the family dynamic and all of that, and it was great and it was life applicable. That makes me want to go in. No booze, no bingo,
that's
just
the
sweat.
truth.
Oops, all sweat. Doesn't, and why were they always in like July and August?
I know. I don't know. They would call them camp meetings or tent
Tent
revivals.
revivals, good old
Like,
tent revivals.
first of all, yeah, no thanks. That's a hard pass for me.
Oh my
I
gosh,
am
and have you heard
just,
about the ones that just kept going
oh, yes. Oh, yes.
like
Yes, I
months?
absolutely have.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine being that pastor's family?
Oh, yeah, I was.
Okay, but the ones with more than 3 people. Like the big ones that blew up and went for months.
Yeah, yeah. I've
That sounds
definitely heard.
awful.
Yeah, I've heard of those. And actually, too, I was telling my husband that the invitations would last for hours at the end when they were taking like the
How much did they have to
offering.
repent for when it was a
Yeah,
tent revival and we were just there last night?
yeah. It's and you guys, if you're not familiar what a tent meeting is or with what like a tent revival or camp meeting is, it is literally like I said, you're in a circus tent in the middle of July or August. It is hotter than Hades out there.
They're trying
You
to save you from it by
Yes.
making
And
you
so
immerse in it.
Yeah, and so they would literally call it an old-fashioned tent meeting or old-fashioned revival or old-fashioned camp meeting, and they would preach for hours. And then we would sing, and then we would and there'd be more preaching, and then there'd be singing, and then at the end they would have what they call an invitation, where they would invite people to come to the altar and basically confess their sins. And the thing is like there were pastors in these tent meetings that would for hours be like, the Holy Spirit's telling me that
There's
there's
still
somebody
someone
here.
holding out.
Yes, there's
He's
somebody
knocking.
here. We're not shutting this thing down until somebody comes forward. I know what's
Yep.
going on here. You know, the Holy Spirit's telling me. And then it's like, oh my gosh, can I just go to the bathroom? Like, if you leave, you get in trouble. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
these people will like call you out from the pulpit. And oh my gosh, it's so scary. And you're literally thinking, well, heck, is it me that he's talking about? You start to wonder, like,
Right. Like, am I not
is
actually
God
safe?
downloading my name into his head? Like, do
Yeah.
I need to confess something? And you get all nervous, like, is this guy looking at me? You know?
So we were in one of those, and I was a missionary kid at the time. So it was before we went back to England, which means I was somewhere between the ages of 8 and 10. My older sister was mentally challenged. She had been born with spinal meningitis. Sorry, wasn't coming. And so it had left her mentally challenged. She was very actually much on the same intelligence level I was. Sometimes she didn't act quite right because, again, she was in a 17-year-old body acting like an 8-year-old. And we're sitting in this tent revival. We were in the South. I don't remember which state we were, but it was like Alabama or Mississippi or Louisiana because it was something swampy. And it's hot, and a grasshopper went up my sister's skirt.
Oh gosh,
And she's trying to like casually,
get it
and my
out.
mom's
Yeah.
smacking her on the leg, like, Marcy, be still. And the more my mom smacks, the more Marcy wiggles.
Oh
So
no.
it was almost invitation time. So he gets up and gets the invitation. Marcy, there was no comic timing in this girl. Like, that's not how she was built.
Yeah.
Um, Jumps up
Oh no.
right as he's giving the altar call. And he's like, yes, sister. I
No.
am sitting over there knowing what's happening at 8 or 9, dying laughing. And
Oh
now my
my
mom's
gosh.
smacking me, going, Johnna,
No.
stop it. I My sister started the altar call that night. It was very successful. Thank you. Or grasshopper or whatever it was. But
Jiminy
yeah,
Cricket.
those are how those went. It was
Yeah.
insane. I literally have wet myself
That is
in one of
awesome.
those. And we were there so long, it had time to drive before I ever had to get just till the end of time, it felt like.
Oh my gosh. So when we were talking about doing this episode
Mhm,
together, we were kind of like talking about different aspects of the music within the
mhm.
IFB and within churches we've been in. And you said the funniest thing about this comedian
Oh,
who,
yes, Luke. Oh, God.
so you guys tell everyone what what you told me. And I'm gonna try and put a little clip in
The
here
link to it,
so you guys
love it.
can see.
Um, Link Severeid is a comedian. He's a super metalhead. But and I love him because he's a metalhead, and I'm a metalhead, and he's tattooed, and I'm tattooed. I vibe with him, okay? So he pops up on my feed all the time, and I sent this to my friend not long ago, fellow metalhead, also raised in church. And he has this whole bit because he was also raised in church. And he talks about when you're in service and it's all hellfire and damnation, and like the thing I was doing earlier, and then God. Jesus, I'm like, where do you think this started? I spent years staring at a dead dude on a stick. Church is metal as fuck. Each of his body drink of the blood. A sacrifice has been made. Your debt is paid. Okay.
Yeah.
Said, sacrifice your son. And
Right.
and it's all And
Yeah.
and and for Catholics, it's Jesus on a cross. He's still there. He's bleeding. For us, it's about a dead guy who came back like when you're an 8 or 9 year old, a zombie because hello. Then you hear metal for the first time as a teen. And the themes are really similar. And you hear Slayer's Raining in Blood, and you're like, wait, I know this. This is churchy. And yes, all of your insides just are like, oh my God, this is it. And when this comedian stands up and does this bit, I have
Yeah.
never felt more seen or understood
Right?
in my life because it's very much like that. It's the same dang things when you boil it down, because I know everyone thinks metal is just the devil. It's super not. Honestly, a lot of it's about mental health and loss. And my husband and I's song is a metal song. It is a love song. The end. So, like, so many of the themes are really, really the same
Yes.
when you boil it down. And so it does start resonating. So the church told us it was of the devil, but they set us up to like it. And it's not their fault. There you have it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We are really gonna try and put a clip in here so you guys can see
Perfect
that
lead
bit.
in.
Oh
I
my
have a
gosh.
funny story to tell you about when my youth group went to see DC Talk. So I
Wait, were you
was,
still in the IFB when you did this?
yeah,
What?
it was
I'm so
in,
jealous.
I
What cool IFB church is out there letting
wore pants too
what?
and shorts,
Oh my gosh.
but we
I
didn't
would
do the
not even
mixed
consider that
bathing.
IFB. I would just say that they're just standard Baptist. They're not IFB. There's no way.
According to the Google, because I actually started thinking about that not horribly long ago and went, was that really an IFB church? No.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Springfield, Missouri, buckle of the Bible Belt. I don't know. It was the, it wasn't even IFB light. It was like IFB barely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm in freshman year or eighth grade, one of the two. So 14, 15, right? We go to DC Talk. It's great. My friend, my secular friend, went with us, and we said her mom was picking us up because there were these two like big music venues next door to each other. And we were at Juanita K. Hammond's for the performing arts. Next door at the Shrine Theater was Alice in Chains, and we
Oh
had tickets
no
to
way.
that too. So,
Wait, they took you guys to Alice in
no,
Chains?
no, no. We
Oh.
said after DC Talk that her mom was picking us up. And so my youth group went on, and we went over to
Oh,
Alice in Chains.
you guys are so smart.
The next part of
Dang.
this, though, was that was on. Do you remember when they played like Channel 1 in the classrooms in school?
I went
Oh,
to
you didn't
Christian.
ever public school. Okay, so
I did till sixth grade, but they didn't have any of that in
there was
sixth
this
grade.
Channel 1 thing, and even they would put like MTV news on it. That concert was on the news the next day in the classrooms
No.
because I think it was the guitarist had a hissy fit and walked off stage, and they actually broke up for a while. I was at that concert right after DC Talk, guys.
Wow.
And I
What?
get home and my mom's like, "How was your night?" And I'm like, "Ah, it was a
Amazing.
lot."
Amazing. So would you say that that's your first rock concert?
Yeah, it 100% was after seeing,
Okay.
and I think it was DC Talk and Michael W. Smith.
Yeah, neither one of those was
Yeah,
approved. Neither one of those was approved.
well, and that's why it was such culture shock to me too. Then going to Happiness Hill, which is hardcore IFB,
Yeah.
that was, we weren't even allowed to, like, it was like they could hear you thinking about a song that you weren't supposed to sing. So my little funny at Happiness Hill was on the first of the month, I would go up and down the aisle or up and down the halls for Wake Up singing Bone Thug and Harmony.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Wake Up, it's the first of the month.
It's the first
And
of the month. Yeah.
the directors thought I made up the song. And so they let it go.
Wake up, wake up.
It's the
It's
first
the
of
first
the
of the
month.
month.
Get up, get up, get up. Yes. Yeah. So we always snuck around. We found a way around. And I feel like as a parent, I have a 26-year-old. I know that you have grown-ish or getting there kids, right?
Yeah, an almost 20-year-old and then an
Yes.
11-year-old and a 9-year-old. Yeah. So my 20-year-old though, yeah.
Yes. So our daughter went through a country phase. We weren't like fans of it, but we let her find her own way.
Yeah.
And she's a cool kid and she developed her own musical interests because nothing was ever off the table for her. She that kid's playlist, you will hear like something from a Disney movie, followed by metal, followed by a praise and worship song, followed by something from Broadway. Like it is eclectic
Yeah. She's got a wide variety. Yeah.
because we never told her you can only do that.
Yeah.
And okay, you want to go back to very beginning. God said in the garden, don't eat this one thing. Well, they do go eat the one dang thing. When you take the
Yeah.
mystery out of things and don't forbid them, I feel like they're less tempting. There's
Oh
nothing
yeah.
and exciting.
Oh
So
yeah.
I like the comedian says, first of all, they told us no, and then they preached in the same style as the music, and now we're all like grunge, metal, hard rock people. It's not our fault. They did this to us.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
And I
So
can't even deal with hymns now. Like,
yeah, it's a little
it's so much.
it
That was
is.
traumatic.
It's triggering. I
Yeah.
mean, I was actually telling somebody this the other day. It's like even just walking into a church building, I and you know what? And I'm sure that like people who are, if anybody that's from the IFB is listening to this and they're still in that cult, they would be like, oh, that's because you probably have a demon.
Oh,
You,
that was so loud. I'm
uh,
so sorry.
no, it's all good. No, it actually wasn't that loud, but like, it's
Thank God.
probably because I have a demon. I have a bad spirit. That's why I can't go into like a holy,
I have four of them tattooed on my arm.
for
It's
what?
demons. It's literally a song lyric that's from I Can't Drown My Demons, They Know How to Swim.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I feel you on that with the hymns and stuff. It is
Yeah.
just like, yeah, y'all, it has nothing to do with like demons or like whatever. It's just when you experience religious trauma and bad experiences within the church, in the building, or in that realm, it's going
Mhm.
to bring up bad memories. And even though hymns might not be bad in and of themselves, or
No.
a church building might not be bad in and of itself, it can bring up a lot of bad things for people, and that is not a spiritual problem. That is a
That's a
trauma
people problem.
response. It's a trauma response. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that there. But
Yes.
so your first concert, I'm really jealous. You went to see Alice in Chains. I've never seen them in concert, but my first
So you
concert,
can't see original anymore. RIP.
right. My first concert, I don't think you will ever guess what it is.
Give me genre.
Rock. Not classic rock, but rock.
Okay.
Not metal. And let's just say I was fresh out of the IFB, fresh out of my divorce. So I was like 27.
Okay, okay.
And
Uh,
this would have been like,
Nickelback.
yes. Oh
God, I'm good at this game.
my gosh, you should be on a game show.
My husband says that all the time
Oh
because
my
I had a
gosh.
boss tell me once that I don't think out of the box. I'm not even in the box factory anymore. And yeah, it's the ADHD, but
Wow,
I
I'm
can
impressed.
wavelength people bad. Like it almost scares me a little sometimes because I'm not psychic at all. I
Maybe you
don't,
are just a
that's,
little bit. Maybe a little bit.
I
I don't
think
know.
I'm really good at reading people.
Yeah.
And like when you said time frame, I immediately knew.
Do I look like a Nickelback chick? Do I?
No.
Come
I mean,
on,
do
Donna,
they
you
have a
can say
look? You don't
it.
have a mullet.
No, I don't. Oh my gosh, you're
I
so funny.
loved their first album and then they went
Yes.
soft. Like, I don't know what had happened. The first album was really rocking and then they went, hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Now they're just memes. Look at this graph.
yes. I do love that song though.
I do too. But I like first album stuff better.
But that was my first concert, and
Yeah,
oh my
that's
gosh,
great.
I had so much fun. It was the best.
My
And then
daughter
I was
surfed with
addicted to
Collective
concerts.
Soul,
Ooh, that's a good one
and she
too.
still talks about it,
That
like
is awesome.
on daddy's shoulders, like watching so she could see, because I think
Uh,
7.
that's
And
super
yeah,
cool.
it's, man, music brings us together. And that's the thing. Like we were talking about setting the mood, like they do in movies and church the same way.
Yeah,
There's something,
absolutely.
even biblically, so deeply spiritual about music. And David was saying the other day about how there's nothing that he loves more than like some rage music or like some sad music when he's feeling a certain way. And I do it too. I feed my emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a playlist that is, it's my mental health playlist. It is eclectic
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over. I have an accommodation for school because of my ADHD that I can listen to that during testing. So someone in the office had to listen to my playlist, and I warned them because it is Slipknot to Jelly Roll to Dear Evan Hansen, which is a musical, to
Wow.
a pop punk version of a song from Encanto, the Disney movie. Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
all over the place,
Yeah,
and it feeds my soul. And there's nothing that gives me life and energy like music. And I don't understand when, ooh, our Hide It Under a Bushel song from like children's church.
hide it under a bushel. No,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
let
let
it
it
shine.
shine. Why do we do that with our music? Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. And
There's a whole world out there of amazing music that we were never even allowed to listen to.
it's not about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's
Yes.
about the human experience.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? When I was a student at Bob Jones University, this was when we had CDs or tapes. Like we didn't have like iPods and
Right.
any of that at that point. And so we had to get all of our CDs or tapes approved by the dorm supervisor. And so you couldn't have, say, like Braveheart is beautiful music. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
soundtrack. The Titanic, beautiful soundtrack,
Yeah.
gorgeous music.
Secular, though.
It You couldn't have it approved because it was a PG-13 movie. You're not watching the movie. You're listening to the music. It's on a cassette tape or a CD. But you couldn't listen to it because it was a
Well, you
more
were,
than a PG movie. It
yeah,
was a
it was not
PG-13
edifying,
or
right?
R.
And you were
Couldn't listen to
supporting
it.
and you were monetizing those people who made that smut.
I guess that was their logic, but it's
My God, if they
stupid.
would read some of the books I read now and watch some of the crap I watch now, whoo, boy, howdy. And you know what? Guarantee you that I am filled more with the love of God and let it shine to those around me than most of those people.
Oh, yeah. Guarantee it.
It's not that I'm better because I don't look at myself that way at all. I don't compare, like I don't compare trauma. I don't compare, oh, I'm more spiritual than you. I just my job is to be a light. And how do you be a light if you're so like living under a rock and don't even know
Absolutely.
what's happening in life? And it's funny, there's an album called Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. And I've always that name hit me because I can find God in almost anything, unless it's like really blatantly obvious, like not right. Um,
Yeah.
I there's a jelly roll. I've been on a jelly roll kick lately. Like, oh my gosh,
And by jelly roll, guys, she doesn't mean a donut if you don't
oh
know.
no, I don't really like carbs. Weird.
Jelly roll's an artist.
Yeah, he is. He is a country rock-ish crossover dude who's led a really hard life, and he sings about a lot of mental health and
Mhm.
also a lot of drinking and a lot of substance light use. I don't like every song doesn't go, yes, but there's a lot. Like there's a song he has about he finds church in the front seat of his old Chevrolet
Mhm.
and he has a meeting with God there. God's
Mhm.
wherever you let him be. And I find him in that song that the IFB would be like, oh no, he's got a tattoo on his face. Or the rest of the music, you'd have a lot more to say than that.
Yeah.
But he also has another lyric that talks about the church people aren't his kind of people.
Hmm.
And that very elitist attitude, that very legalistic with the music and the PG-13, what a crock of crap.
Yeah, I know.
Um, it's what pushes people away.
It is. They like to preach about, oh, there's liberty in Christ. We have liberty in Christ. It's like, no, we
It's a
freaking
great praise
don't.
and worship song about that wouldn't be allowed in the IFB.
Yeah. No, we don't. We do not have liberty in
Yeah,
Christ
we
because
should. We're supposed to.
we're supposed to, but not in most churches we don't.
Yeah.
And so you can't make statements like that and then have all these rules and regulations and these legalistic attitudes and then
Yeah.
say we have liberty in Christ. And then you're like, "Oh, demerit, you don't have your pantyhose on today.
But
Demerit,
not
you
that
have a
demerit. It was actually
PG-13
three. Thank you.
soundtrack." Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that sounds like liberty to me. That's not liberty at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and then you have, again, you have the other extreme where it's like you're only allowed to listen to, Ron Hamilton music, Majesty music, or Frank Garlock, or Beth and Mac, and though and anything other than that has to be a hymn. That just always boggled my mind. It's like they had such a narrow-minded, small view of things that you weren't allowed to expand your horizons at
Yeah.
all.
My husband
So,
even talks about that, like growing up in Church of God, which is like the IFB of Pentecostals, honestly. Don't cut your hair, only skirts, hymns. And God, I don't remember what the name of the band is, but there was a Christian metal band that was very big in the 80s. He's a little older than us. And his mom was like, devil music. And he was like, ma'am, I will show you devil music if you don't give me my cassette back. And she told him that she had burned them. And then he
oh
was,
yeah.
did you though? And she came out with that stuff real quick because he was like, let me go get some Metallica, which is his favorite band. And he wasn't allowed, they told him that he could learn the drums if he played piano. I bought him his first drum set because they never ponied up on that because
Drums equals the devil.
that's what I hear. It's the word on the street. Um,
Word on the street is drums equals the devil.
the only time I've seen that in action was when Steve was playing the drums for praise and worship in a church we were going to, and the devil got right up in his hand and he threw the drumstick at the lead singer. It was hilarious. He was
Wow.
mortified. I still think
Wow.
it's funny.
Have
But
you ever seen there's a video going around on social media where there's this group singing in a church. It's like two ladies and then maybe another guy, and this guy is playing a drum set, and this fake ficus tree ends
of
up
course it's a
falling,
ficus. Yes, it is.
and he keeps pushing it, and he's still trying to drum with one hand, and he
Yep.
pushes it back, and he thinks he's got it, and he's still drumming, and then it falls again and crashes on the whole
Yep.
drum set, and they just keep singing, and it's so funny. Oh my gosh. And then there's another one where there's a cross on the wall. Have you seen this one?
Yes.
There's a cross hanging on the wall, and it literally comes through the drum set onto this guy. He's like in one of those like drum
Oh, the
things
little
where
plexi boots,
it
sound dampeners.
crashes through the whole
Yep.
thing. And I'm telling you, if the IFB people see that, they're probably saying, "See,
That was
that's
Satan.
no." They would say,
Well,
"See,
that's the
that's
Lord
God.
squishing Satan's drums.
That's God punishing them for having drums on their platform."
Like
And
the
what's
lightning
so funny?
striking.
How do you know if it's God or Satan doing it to you?
Man,
I always wondered.
that's some. Oh, we could have a whole episode
That
about
is a
my
whole
opinions
nother
on
episode.
that.
We can talk about, and what's also crazy? They're both depicted as lions in the Bible.
Oh,
Have you ever thought about that?
No, but I am going to
Yeah,
now.
I'm telling you
I'm
what.
more of a
What's up
dragon
with
girl myself, but whatever.
that is a whole nother story that we will get to
Yeah.
on another episode. But
Ah.
anyway, this has been fun, girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes, it's been
This has been
fun.
fantastic.
And I'm gonna try and see if we can insert the couple of clips in here of the comedian and maybe like some Patch the Pirate music every now and
Yes.
then or something like
Oh,
that.
oh, what about some Veggie Tales?
Oh gosh, we didn't even touch on that, but
Okay. During COVID, I was very bad because I had to work in the public. So I was exposed all the time, anyways, whatever. So I was going to underground metal shows to keep my mental health good and
love
like
it.
seriously, house shows with 100 people crammed in someone's living room. Um,
Amazing.
there was so much drywall patching during that period of time. You have no idea. Thank God it was never at my house. So we're in the living room right before a show starts, and the guy who owns the house, his daughter is one of my daughter's best friends. They actually were in each other's weddings over the last couple of years. So she looks at me and goes, Johnna, you want to mosh to Veggie Tales? You're going around the mosh pit singing broccoli, celery, like banging into each other. It was great. There's a video somewhere. If I can find it, I'll send it to you because you will.
Oh, yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
for public consumption. That's only for you.
Oh,
You would kill
dang
me.
it.
No,
Oh
you know what?
man.
She'd be like, put it out there. Let me ask. We'll see what we can do. Because
get
you'll just
get the
die.
permission. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, Veggie Tales. Yeah, I was a little older than the Veggie Tale
That
era,
was my
but
kid.
my oldest
Yep.
daughter, yeah, that was like her era. And
Yep.
yeah, I was glad when we were over that era for
I
sure.
was here for it.
Were you?
Where's my hairbrush was
Oh
our
no.
answering machine. I'm aging myself. That was our answering machine thing because Danica's hair was always like this. And so it was, we're looking for Danica's hairbrush. Leave us a message. And it had the VeggieTales song. Yeah, that was my
Oh, that's
jam.
funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh
So
my gosh, this has been fun.
yeah, this
And
was much needed, I think.
yeah, it was. And I know a lot of the episodes here on Unholier are survivor stories and they can be like heavy subjects, but
Mhm.
sometimes we like to have these episodes where we just kind of let loose and laugh and poke fun at how we were raised. And I hope that some of y'all can relate and just say, hey, look, at least there's other people out there that can relate to how I was
Yeah.
raised and we're not alone. And we can laugh about it now and
Yeah. And when we're
support each
adults, we
other.
process those things that we thought everyone did
Yeah.
and that were normalized to us. And then we go, wait, you didn't, oh, that wasn't a thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now I have to recheck my whole life and rethink everything. And music in the IFB is part of that, man.
Yes.
It is, it is.
It is part of the deconstruction process for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, I
Uh,
still don't think I could listen to a hymn right now, but I hear you.
no, thank you. All right. Well, girl, it's been good and it's
Yes.
been fun. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you would just do a little favor, would you just like and subscribe and follow us? It brings us into the algorithm and it also pushes us out there so that more people will be aware of our podcast. And, we want to build this community
Yes.
and give survivors a voice and bring awareness to what's going on. And we love y'all. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.